Hey everybody, it's Mike and Jack and the dog here. And in our travels throughout the back roads in the backcountry of southeast Minnesota, we come across a lot of interesting mechanical pieces. Some of them, we don't know exactly what they are. That's why the internet is out there. So we're going to be doing some research and figuring some of this stuff out. But we're trying to figure out how to incorporate some of these pieces that we find into crafts or art. So that's going to kind of lead into our project in our history bite for today. This is a piece that we just found. It was in an old junk drawer here down by Elba. Now we obviously know it's a tractor hood, and we also know that it's a case tractor. So what we did something different here. We kind of, I'm not big on computers. They frustrate me, and so we're trying a different research method here. It's called talking to human beings. I know my dad was big in this Tractor Club Green Prairie Iron, so I gave him a holler, and he turned us on to some other guys at Green Prairie Iron, Steve Fleece in particular, that was able to help us identify where this tractor hood came from. And we found out that it was actually off of a VC case. Now, real quickly, VC cases were manufactured 1940 to 1941. There's about 5,200 of them made. They were 4 different series of the VC tractor. Their horsepower was about 24 horse, and they could probably pull a 2-bottom plow. What we are doing is we're starting to kind of dabble with light fixtures anyway. And this is a Hemming gray insulator. It's actually called a bumblebee or a beehive insulator. We did a little bit of drilling. We drilled it out, put a light socket in it, attached a cord, and don't pay any attention to the electrical tape. Just independently, these insulators look just awesome by themselves, or we can incorporate them into different things. But right now, I'm just going to kind of drop this down where maybe the radiator cap was. It fit last time. There we go. But you can start to see our concept here. And this piece is going to take a long time to come to the end. But it's just, we're starting to kind of get the ideas of what we can do with it. And the whole light thing is going to be the main focus of the piece. J.I. Case has a very long history as a company. They've made a lot of different machinery. And the logo was a beautiful eagle that was sitting on top of a globe. I mean, it was just majestic. But now, through finding this hood and talking to some guys from Green Prairie, we've actually found out by far the most interesting part of J.I. Case is their logo. Chief Sky was the leader of the Ojibwe tribe along the Flambeau River. And Chief Sky was the son of the Ojibwe chief Thunder of Bees, which that name Thunder of Bees has got to be the coolest name ever. But Chief Sky saw these 2 eaglets in a tree along the Flambeau River. They cut down the tree. Unfortunately, one of the eaglets died, but the surviving eaglet, Chief Sky tried to adopt as a pet. Well, a couple of months later on a trading mission, Chief Sky came across Daniel McCann, who McCann purchased the eagle from Chief Sky. And at that point, it's 1861. And the Civil War is just starting. At this point, Daniel McCann gets in contact with the 8th Wisconsin Regiment, formed by Captain Perkins. McCann offered to sell the regiment this eagle, and they adopted the eagle as their 8th Wisconsin Regiment mascot. And at that point, they renamed the eagle Old Abe, obviously in honor of Abraham Lincoln. So Old Abe was mustered into the service for the 8th Wisconsin Regiment. And they would literally take Old Abe into battle where he would spread his wings and give out a war cry and scream. And it would actually help motivate the troops. So he was loose on the battlefield, screeching and going back along the battle lines. And at that point, a Confederate mini ball literally went down the breast of the eagle and exited out his left wing, leaving a hole in his wing. So he was literally a combat casualty. Old Abe survived over 38 battles and skirmishes during the Civil War. And after the Civil War was over in 1865, Old Abe was retired as a war hero. Unfortunately, if it was the 1870s, a fire broke out at the Capitol, and actually Old Abe ended up inhaling a lot of smoke. He survived for a couple of days, but it was actually a fire and smoke inhalation, not a Confederate bullet. They got the best of Old Abe. So we're going back to 1861, and at this time, J.I. Case was on a business trip to Eau Claire from Racine. And during this time, he happened to witness a parade. And the parade was for the 8th Wisconsin Regiment. They were having a town parade to send these guys off basically to the horrors of war. And at this point, J.I. Case saw Old Abe, their company mascot, was part of the parade. So J.I. Case literally asked a young boy, because he didn't know the meaning of the eagle. So the young boy told him, well, that's Old Abe, and he's the mascot for the 8th Wisconsin. J.I. Case, being a patriot, got the set in his mind that Old Abe should be part of his company's logo. So when the war was over in 1865, the first thing J.I. Case did was adopt Old Abe as the company logo.